You were in a car accident. Help is on the way. I've got you and your son almost out, okay? I need you to stay calm and just do as I say. I'm not going to let anything happen to you," the man said. His hands reached across her waist, and she felt him tug. Strong arms moved across her body as he pulled at the seatbelt. There was something about him, a familiarity. She tried to stay awake, to open her eyes, but it was useless. "The car is filled with smoke, and that truck is going to light up. We've got to get out of here. Can you move?" He continued to pull the seatbelt. Adrenaline and panic raced through her, and she prayed for strength as she tried to move, to lift her limbs. Nothing moved, or worked. "Mommy!" Christopher cried and then coughed. He needed to get out of the car. She needed to save her baby. "Christopher, it's okay. Mommy is here," she said, willing her voice not to waver. The man's head hunched close to hers. "Just get my son out, okay? I'll be fine. Get him out," she pleaded. "I'm getting you both out," the man said, his voice rough and sure. There was strength in it. "Get him out. Promise me." He ignored her plea and pulled on her seatbelt again. It finally unlatched, and she felt his sigh of relief. "Got it. I want to wait for the paramedics to get here before I move you, but I don't know how long we have. Your car is sitting right under the truck." Panic swam through her body. The smoke grew thicker, and she began coughing. Everything ached, and she fought desperately to stay awake. "I'm going to get you out of here, sweetheart," the man repeated, and there was that comfort in his voice, something that made her want to believe him. Maybe she could close her eyes for just a minute. Just a minute. Seconds later, minutes later, hands were lifting her. People were talking. She listened for the man. There were different voices. Something about a fire. And getting out. Grace struggled to break through the fog in her head and the sleep that was drowning her. The heat that was stifling her ability to speak. Christopher. Where was Christopher? The man. "Christopher!" she tried to yell as her body landed on something soft and cool. "He's coming," a woman said as she placed something hard against Grace's neck. Her son's shrill, distraught scream, mingled with a man's roar of pain, shot through the haze she was engulfed in. Her eyes sprang open, and a striking blaze of orange was all she saw until the darkness claimed her. Chapter 1. Dr. Evan Manning hung up the phone and cursed loudly inside his empty office. There was no way around it. If he wanted to restore his position at the top, he needed to find a wife, or fiancé, by next week. But first he was going to have to deal with a full day of patients. He scowled at his computer screen and fought the urge to jam his fist in his mouth. His eyes glazed over as he read the roster of upcoming appointments. 9 a.m. Eunice Jacobs, toe fungus. 9:20 a.m. Crystal Boone, warts. 9:40 a.m. Jeremy Morris, hemorrhoids. He stopped reading and dragged his hands down his face with a loud groan. There was precisely 1 month left of this monotony. These were the kinds of medical issues he'd never had to deal with in the ER. There was no adrenaline rush in prescribing hemorrhoid cream and more fiber. When his mentor, the doctor that he'd admired as a child and had stayed in close contact with professionally and personally, had suffered a mild heart attack and had asked Evan to fill in for him for a month to 6 weeks, Evan had readily agreed. The timing had been ideal, really. He was about to make a major career move, and the dead crawl pace in Red River would give him the extra time to ensure he got what he was after. But small-town family practice was definitely not what he'd expected. It was much worse. People in Red River were all about long conversations and getting into everyone else's business. A short, quick rap on the door reminded him that he was a professional, and small-town horror or not, he had a job to do.